All right, good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Trevor assures me that you can. My name is Chrissy Giesbrecht, for those who don't know me. And I want to become a member in this wonderful church for the simple reason that this is where I feel God has called me. So this is my testimony and the ways in which I feel God has worked in my life. So God has always felt inevitable to me. I can't remember a time where I didn't believe in God's existence. From a young age, God planted in me a desire to follow him and know him. So at age 11, I accepted Jesus into my heart. And I'm so grateful to have had God's presence in my life so early, because growing up isn't easy. I was an incredibly anxious child. And in my young age, the solution to my anxiety was perfectionism. Notice I didn't say God, it was perfectionism. I could do it myself. If I tried to do things as perfectly as possible, I could minimize bad things from happening. This gave me the illusion of control over my world, and it also created in me a harsh judge. I was never good enough. At age 17, my life was drastically changed when my brother Will, at 20 years old, was killed in a car accident. It was 2 days before Christmas. I don't know why that detail has always made me feel like his death was extra tragic, as if that's a thing, because something so horrible shouldn't happen during a season of joy. To say losing Will changed my life feels like an understatement. It's too simple. I was filled with a grief and despair so deep, I didn't think I could ever recover. It felt like someone had ripped a hole in my heart, had ripped it out, and left a gaping wound that would never heal. Shortly after that, I started having panic attacks, and I really didn't know how to live, how to move forward. So I employed the classic fake it till you make it. Told everyone I was fine. In fact, I insisted on it. I tried to project the image of someone who is okay, so that maybe I would be okay. Meanwhile, my grief had nowhere to go. I cried daily, almost daily for years, and had constant panic attacks, all while trying to live a new normal life. The illusion of control I had created shattered. I had no control. I was anxious, broken, and harsh, all rough edges. For a very long time, I didn't think I could be anything else. Things shifted for me again when my husband and I had our 2 boys. Almost 10 years after losing Will, I had come to terms with this rough, broken version of myself, or so I thought. Becoming a parent is life-changing in so many ways, unpredictable and wonderful ways, but it also highlighted for me how truly broken I was, how I was still trying to do everything on my own. I could not measure up to the impossible standards I had set for myself, and postpartum depression and anxiety set in with vengeance. Through all that, though, God brought me to a place where I could no longer deny that I needed help, I needed healing, and I needed to surrender every aspect of my life to him in a way I'd never had. This is when real change started happening in my life. God has blessed me with an amazing husband who loves me deeply and encourages and advocates for my well-being. God has placed people in my life who love me in my brokenness without judgment. People who continually display God's love and speak truth into my life. He led me to resources that have literally changed my life. Using all these things and more, God started to heal me. He took the gaping hole of my brother's loss and knit me back together, allowing me to feel whole when I didn't think I ever would again. God pulled me out of a depressed and anxious state that I started to believe was just part of my personality. He showed me that I was so much more than that. God holds me close and shows me truth when I feel that I'm worthless and unlovable. I know that I have value because God made me and I am precious to him. No one can take that away. It really is true that God will carry our burdens if we let him. Since starting my journey of healing and growing in my relationship with God, I have known more joy, more peace, and more contentedness than I ever thought possible. This doesn't mean that life is perfect or that it's even easy, but it finally allows me to live knowing that no matter what, God is faithful, and with him, nothing is impossible. Thank you.